Are you and your ex going to get back together just to end up breaking up again? That's what we're going to be talking about in this video. But first, my name is Clay with modernlove.life, where we help you get the great loving relationship that you're looking for without having to play mind games, without having to play hard to get, and without having to pretend to be someone or something that you are not. Because you deserve to be loved for the unique, amazing, and wonderful person that you are. And if you agree with me, please help me out by hitting that thumbs up button for the YouTube algorithm, by leaving a comment down below, or by subscribing to this channel as well, or maybe all three things, so that you can get notified when we publish and upload new videos. Also, I did want to let you know that we're going to be doing this Facebook workshop thing that I've been talking about for the past few days. We're going to probably get started with it next week. And I want to make sure that, people are joining at a good time. I don't want people to be joining like towards the end or in the middle or something like that. So I want to make sure we're all in at the beginning. So on Monday, this is going out on Friday, but on Monday, I'm going to take everyone who has joined the Facebook group down below in the description, and we're going to approve them, and we're going to start going forward with this group. So if you do want to join us on this Facebook workshop, there's the link down below. Please make sure that you request to join the group, as soon as you see this, unless you're watching this video in April or something like that, then you've probably missed it already. But if you do want to go ahead and join us, please feel free to do that. Please feel free to subscribe to the Facebook group, and I'll just go ahead and approve everyone next week, and we'll go ahead and get started with things. Let's go ahead and get into all of this. So, one concern that people have when they go through a breakup is that, okay, they'll be able to get back together with their ex. Maybe they'll be able to figure that out somehow, but then somehow the relationship will end up breaking up again. And, we've had people come to us that have gone through this sort of experience. We call it an echo breakup. You break up for whatever reason, and then somehow you find your way back to one another, and then you just end up breaking up again. And sometimes, you have multiple breakups. Well, we don't want this to happen, right? And so obviously we want to focus on embodying some sort of change as we move forward and as we connect with our partner, okay? And so the only reason, there's a few reasons why you might end up in that cycle where you get together and break up and get together and break up and get together and break up. The first one is that potentially you might just be in the relationship with the wrong person, okay? You have your own personality, you have your own set of values, and your partner, they have their own personality and they have their own set of values. And if you put these two together, you could have a great relationship, and you can also have a relationship that's not so great. I've talked about my big ex before, and how we were just sort of not very compatible when it came to certain values that we had. And in order for one of us to be happy, the other one had to be unhappy, or, I guess potentially we could both be unhappy, but just due to certain values that we had, we just weren't very compatible with one another. And although we might have cared for one another, although we might have loved one another, it just wasn't possible for us to come together in a way to create the kind of relationship that could be rewarding and uplifting for both of us together. And so we want to be careful about this. We also want to be careful about who exactly we're choosing to be in a relationship with, and what criteria we're using for choosing to be with that particular person. If you go back many, many, many years ago, before I really did all of the work that I've done for myself, I had a certain inclination, a certain propensity to be attracted to a certain type of woman who wouldn't take responsibility for her own emotions. And that allowed me to kind of step in my own, complex BS going on and say, this is a great chance for me to come in and fix your emotions, to save you. That way I can feel like I'm important and valuable and you'll fall in love with me, or something like that. This kind of mindset, although well-intentioned, it can cause a naive young man to fall for certain types of women that aren't really very good for him, if you're familiar with certain things like narcissistic personality disorder, etc. You want to be careful about this, right? You have to start thinking about things in terms of okay, what is it I feel kind of drawn towards that's not so good for me? And what is it that that actually is good for me, that I actually do want, right? And so these are some things that you need to think about. Like if you have a habit of ending up in a relationship with the same person in a different body over and over again, then there's probably something like this going on. Or if you have like a type that you're drawn towards, then there's probably something like this that's going on. And I'm talking about like a type in terms of, something emotionally or personality based, not so much like, yeah, they got blonde hair or something like that. Like, as much as all the jokes go and everything, people with certain colored hairs or whatever, they're not all the same, right? And so we want to start thinking about what is actually good for us versus what are we instinctively attracted to. And if we actually can look at our ex in this way and say, okay, like maybe we actually are good together. Okay, great. Then if we can do that, and if we can get back together, then, and we are actually compatible and we actually are aligned with what it is we actually want and a great relationship and all that, then sure, you can have a great relationship come from that. And maybe you don't have to worry about, the second breakup or the third breakup or whatever. However, if you do notice that like, oh, wow, okay, I see certain things playing out, like, where she's bent, I'm kind of bent in a compatible way, and we're sort of caught in this cyclical dance that's not very good for either of us. Then you might start saying like, okay, even if we were to get back together, we're probably going to end up in this cycle over and over again. And, yeah, it could potentially end up in a breakup. It could potentially end up in drama. It could potentially end up in a lot of frustration, etc. That's the first thing that we want to think about. The second thing that we want to think about is, okay, if we are going to get back together, and there's nothing like fundamentally structural wrong with like our personalities and our compatibility and everything, but maybe there was just something else that got in the way, right? Like maybe the two of us, for whatever reason, just stopped trusting one another. We didn't communicate clearly. We like didn't make it well known that we were on the same team, and we just started like going at it, butting heads and all that. Okay, this is where we start to talk about some other stuff, which is, okay, what is actually going to be different? What's going to be different about things moving forward, okay? Yes, you can get back together with your ex, and yes, the two of you might have compatible personalities, but if the two of you aren't good at communicating, that can, obviously cause a wedge to be driven between the two of you that can push the two of you apart. Or if, the two of you don't trust one another because there's some sort of trust thing that was never taken care of or something like that, yeah, that can cause suspicions, which can drive a wedge between the two of you, which can push each other apart. And so we want to be careful about these sorts of things. So we want to talk about, what can we do to bring ourselves to interactions and to our relationships in a different sort of way. Because, yeah, we can talk about some sort of text message strategy or something like that to get you and your ex back together. But if you're fundamentally uncompatible, or if, there are some underlying things that are not in place, like good communication or cooperation or trust or, all these other things, then we're probably going to have some challenges. So what we need to do is we need to just, check, make sure there's nothing like, deal breaker kind of wrong with the relationship, like we talked about earlier. And then we also need to say, okay, well, like, what are we actually going to do to deal with these challenges and to bridge over these challenges? Is it a matter of communication? Is it a matter of making some sort of overt agreement that, hey, I'm not trying to hurt you. I don't think you're trying to hurt me. If it ever seems like I'm trying to hurt you, it's probably a misunderstanding, and you just need to talk to me about it. And if it ever seems like you're trying to hurt me, I'm going to take it as probably a misunderstanding, and I'm just going to say, hey, what's going on? Where I'm sitting, it looks like you're doing this. Is that what's like? Help me understand what you're doing here. And some things like that can help to bridge misunderstandings, and they can help to set the two of you up for a stronger relationship moving forward, where you don't have to worry about breaking up again. Now, I know that a lot of people are sort of in like a hair on fire kind of situation where it's like, my ex broke up with me, they're in a rebound relationship, there's all these other things that are happening. Like, what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to text? What am I supposed to do about this and that and all these other things? And, yeah, those are important things, but we want to look at this deeper level stuff first, which is like, okay, are you and your ex actually compatible with one another? And are we actually able to, put structures in place, put certain strategies, techniques, and things like that in place that are going to allow the two of you to overcome things that you can overcome, like communication issues, like trust issues, like cooperation issues, etc. Okay, and then once all of that is in place, then yeah, it can definitely make sense to talk about like, okay, from here, what do I say? What do I do? And so even though I know a lot of people are very eager to talk about like what to say next, what to text next, what to do next, how to respond if this happens, how to respond if that happens, we want to take a look at this deeper level stuff first, because that's what's going to really set you up for success. And that's what's going to ensure that if you are able to get back together, that it's going to be like a lasting thing. It's not just going to say, oh, we broke up and then the same problem happened like 2 months later and then we broke up again. We don't want that to happen, because obviously that's just an exercise in frustration. So it is important that we do the deep stuff first. Now I know, again, I've been where a lot of you guys are at before, and I remember, thinking like, wow, I'm in such a bad place. I just need to like get back to zero, because I'm like negative right now. If I can just get back to zero, then I can at least start, putting the good stuff into place. But no, you don't want to do it that way. You don't want to, use the reverse psychology mind game stuff to just get back to even and then start doing it the right way. You want to do it the right way from the beginning, because you're going to want to do this consistently through the whole journey, right? If you're just doing it sort of like, okay, I'm just going to do phase 1 this way, and then I'm going to do phase 2 this way, and then, phase 3 is when we get married and I can just, let myself go or something like that. Like, you don't want to do it that way, because that's where the whole like bait and switch thing comes into play, and it's not fun for a lot of people. There's going to be like a noticeable shift in your energy, a noticeable shift in your way of being, a noticeable shift in how you're interacting, and that's going to be really problematic, okay? So we want to make sure that we're doing this right from the very get-go, okay? So anyway, if that is something that you want some help with, once again, we are doing that Facebook workshop. You can find info on that down below in the description box. If you're watching this around mid-February 2021, please feel free to join us on this Facebook workshop down in the description box. If you're watching this, springtime, summertime, autumn, some far off distant point in the future, I'm sorry, but you've probably missed this. And there are, definitely other ways that you can engage with us, interact with us, work with us, etc. You can find all of those down in the description box as well too. But just wanted to let you know about that. And yeah, feel free to join us for the Facebook workshop. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I think we're going to have a lot of great breakthroughs and all of that stuff. And just again, for transparency's purpose, my intention behind running this Facebook workshop is, obviously to help you, but also it's to get, like a small handful of coaching clients that I might be able to work with for the next several months. If you are interested in working with us in a coaching sort of capacity, that's probably a good step to take. But, if you're the kind of person that's going to get offended if I invite you to sign up for coaching or something like that, then just be warned, I might invite you to sign up for coaching. Doesn't mean you have to do it. You can take what we're going to talk about in this workshop and, take it all in for free and run with it and all that stuff. But, in the past, I've done things like this and people were like offended that I wanted to work with people in a coaching capacity. Okay, so fair warning, that might be coming up. But again, that's down below in the description box. And, even if you don't work with me in a coaching capacity, I hope that you get a lot of great information and a lot of great experiences from this Facebook workshop. But anyway, if you did like this video, please hit that thumbs up button. Please leave a comment down below. Please feel free to subscribe to this channel as well. All of those things that send a powerful message to the YouTube algorithm that this is a great video that they might want to promote a little bit more. And if you do want to learn a little bit more about your way of being, how you bring yourself to interactions, we do, of course, have a playlist on what we call advanced relational skills. Feel free to check that out right over here, or please feel free to check out this video right here. But anyway, my name is Clay. Please take care, and I'll talk to you next time.